get this thing started. This is What's Up Dave, my daily stream where I just say hi to my friends on the internet, talking about what my day is like, and usually I'm doing these in the morning. It's like well after midnight here in New Hampshire, so I guess technically it's Friday, but this is the Thursday review, let's say. Let's make sure I have audio here. Looks like we do. So, I think today's going to be a pretty quick one. It's kind of dark in here. I guess I can turn on some lights. I kind of like the mysterious aspect of it. I'll use this switch. I don't know if you haven't seen this before, this turns on a whole bunch of disco lights in this space. Yeah, so I have a bunch of these things wired in, so if I'm kind of in the mood for an instant party, I mean, that's what that's for. Just makes things a little bit more festive. Alright, I'll put this back in here. So, what am I going to talk about today? I wrote something down in the chat notes. Let me see what I said. I said... It's bigger. Yeah, I've been working this week. This has been a themed week, and I've taken this week to work on my own projects as opposed to, client projects. And so the main thing that's been happening this week has been working on the Emergent Task Planner version 4 design. So let me look at that. Let me go to screen plus chat. Let's move this. We can have this point somewhere more interesting for now. That looks fun. So, do I have Illustrator set up here? Yeah, so here's the current version 4 design. Emergent Task Planner. What I did today was, in addition to post a variety of different posts online. So on Twitter, I put a few things up. The cat has come here to say hello. You know, just to get some final feedback on this decision, whether or not to use this 14-hour design here on the left or the long hour at the end. And most of the feedback I've gotten, so I've gotten like now 6 votes for this version and 1 vote for this. They say it's 1.5 votes here because that person actually just said, provided a reason for it, which was nice. And I just finally wrote up a blog post for describing the changes to the, the new ETP. What's this about? And this one of the insights I had from this. Like I've been working on this all week, and with my new insight about where my time goes and how much energy I have. I mean, it takes 4 hours to put together a blog post, and that's not without any refinement. Ow, 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 ow! The cat just tried to jump on me poorly. Go here, cat. Ow. These stupid notifications keep popping up on the screen. And let's see. What was I talking about? This is a full-time job. I mean, for me to catch up on all of my projects, I think this would take, for at least on the side business part, it's probably a couple months of concerted work. Maybe even making the website itself is a couple months, the new website. So, having that in mind, I have a much better idea what the pacing requirement is to really get a lot of stuff done. I think before I was like of the mindset that I just had to keep working on these every day and they would all eventually get done, which is, I guess, true in some sense, but it also sets me up for continual disappointment about always never getting anything done. So, I don't know. This is a big push. I think one thing that's helped me realize this is being in the virtual co-working chat room, which we're running over here. And one of the new features of this, which I set up a couple days ago, maybe yesterday I did this, so move this, is there's a new Dave Lab room. This is where this is discussion just for regulars and Patreon supporters. Regulars are people who have been in the chat room at least for a month and have said stuff and talked to other people. These are people who give actual feedback instead of lurkers. and tire kickers. People are welcome to come in and check it out. But the people that are giving me feedback now are giving me energy as well, and I'm hoping everyone else in here is getting energy from the experience. So the virtual co-working thing, that's probably been the best thing I've ever done. I mean, I don't think I'm overstating that. It's really, I think, made a big difference. So anyway, some of the other changes I made was in this was figuring out the kind of finalizing some of the wording here, like prioritize work that produces tangible benefits and meaningful progress. That grammatically is better. Divide your day as I have and start by adding some tasks to the task list below. Label hours in the day grid left, then schedule tasks. Add additional tasks and take notes as the need arises. That's really a better description of what I had before for this. And then also just changing the bottom here, simplifying some things. I wanted to add proudly printed in Merrimack, New Hampshire, which is the printing facility where I print at, just to emphasize that, like, we're really happy to be making this thing in the United States using like local labor, local printers. It makes it hard to compete on price compared to everyone else is doing giant print runs overseas. But we do what we can, and I feel that's the way that I want to conduct my business. By working with people that I've seen and also are contributing to our sense of community here in my state. If I could find other manufacturers around the country, maybe that's the next step. People who are making other interesting products, visiting and establishing a personal relationship with them, getting them in the supply chain. That would be the dream, right? So anyway, this is happening. This hopefully will go to press Friday, or it's probably going to be Monday or next week, I think. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to stick with this long hour design. One question I have is whether or not like this screened out rectangle, if that will look ropey at that size because of the screen of the printer. This is 2-color custom, so I'm assuming their screen is pretty high. But I should confirm what it is. If it's high enough, people will never see the ropiness, but if it isn't, I can check on my own past prints, but it would be nice to confirm with the printer. What line screen they used for these. Assuming they still use line screens. So anyway, that's what's going on with the measuring task planner. What else was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, like my air conditioner conked out yesterday, and that was the first warm day of the year here. I guess Toronto got this a couple days ago, but because of that, everyone whose air conditioner doesn't work, they called every service person in the area to get it fixed. So when I called the guys that I use, they were saying it's 2 weeks before we can send anyone over to look at your air conditioner. But I had other stuff I wanted to get looked at too. My garbage disposal, which has been broken, I think, for 5 years now. And it was something I couldn't fix with that little wrench thing that you just unstick it. It's been broken. I have been unable to unstick it for 5 years. I keep waiting a year and I'm hoping something inside will corrode and I'll be able to turn it again, but I just decide to replace it. So we're working garbage disposal, and then my water tank seemed to be leaking, but apparently it's, and there's some rust on it, but apparently it might actually be due to the overflow valve dumping water on the floor. And the overflow valve was going off, or the overpressure valve, I should say, was shooting off because the expansion tank, which absorbs the expansion of the water when the water heater is heating up water, that was flooded, so it wasn't doing any expansion at all. So that got replaced. The air conditioner had a bad compressor start. So what happened was because I didn't give the service call people a hard time. It says, yeah, I know you guys must have been slammed, but just put me in line for it, and when you get to me, you can get to me. I guess I might have been one of the few people who wasn't giving him a hard time about it. So he actually sent someone over who was between jobs, because I described the problem as well. It's like system powers up, fan runs, compressor doesn't seem to start. It makes a buzzing noise, and then it stops. It makes another buzzing noise, and it stops. So he thought, well, maybe there's a chance that could be fixed instead of doing a whole unit replacement. So the air conditioner itself is like 30 years old. It's the original one to the house. So it's this. This is the unit outside. You can see like this area down here is like corroded. That's because some neighbor's dog used to pee on all the units around this house. And every one of the units has this place where the dog would pee on it. They moved away before anyone could sue their asses, though. But yeah, so this is the unit. It's from 1985 or 86. It uses R22 coolant, apparently, which is now at $75 a pound, according to the tech. And you can't, and if you have to replace the system, you have to replace a bunch of stuff. So I'm looking at about $3,000 or $4,000 to do this, but you know, it's one of those household maintenance things that has to be done. What they did to repair it, though, was since the compressor itself was able to start when you put in something called a super start capacitor. Apparently it's a much higher rated capacity capacitor, which is used to start the compressor motor. Someone was telling me online that all motors require some kind of capacitor to give it that burst to get going. So I've got this thing in there, and he said it might work for a day or it might work for 2 years. So maybe later the fall I will schedule a air conditioner replacement and see if I can get that taken care of. So that was kind of the day. I mean, it was like, now I have air conditioning and I am happy about that because that means I can be productive and work in my environment. But, so let me write down some stuff that I actually did. Let's see. So I have the new sheet for today. You know, here was this was the bill. What do I have here? It's actually right on the $153 for the air conditioner, compressor repair, $403 for the other stuff. So a bit under $600, but there's some incentive to do some work. All right, so here's yesterday's. This is the notebook I'm using. Isn't it pretty? So there's Wednesdays, and I didn't fill out today's. So this was like an unplanned day. This is another unplanned day, really. So I'm going to fill in this top block again and say it's an unplanned day. And is this pen running out of ink? But what did I do today? I was up around 9, 10. So this I called the HVAC people. They got someone over here at 10:30. You know, I had to clean basement and the sink, under the sink, and then from there till 11:30, that was like that was the air conditioner guy. I was kind of talking to him while I was doing it. He didn't seem to mind. Then from 12, 1, 2, 3, around 1:30, that's when the water heater and what's it called? Garbage disposal. Here I was researching air conditioners. And then that was done. I think I conked out around 4. Nap until 8 p.m. So let's start this at 8. 9, 10, 11. This is the long hour. 11 plus. So I'm doing my What's Up Dave now. And then from this time on, this was ETP blog post. And I just finished that at around 11:45. So that was quite some time. Getting media together, figuring out how to write this, plus the social media. Oh, there was some earlier social media stuff. And by that I mean for the ETP. There was a little bit of stuff like that here too. Lunch. Also, I was looking for some tools for my friend Sid. So, so he's going on a shoot tomorrow, and he wanted to know if I had some stuff that could suspend a 5D off of a C-stand. And I've got these weird Manfrotto arms I was using for something. And so this super clamp plus this Manfrotto segmented arm should give him what he needs. So I'm going to bring that over to him tomorrow. We're going to get lunch. So that's tomorrow at 11:30 that I need to do that. I might as well add it to this. Anyway. The other thing I need to do just to finish out this form is I didn't plan anything, so I'm not just Xing that part out. Just to transcribe the stuff that happened here. So I did send unit numbers to Frank, and I talked to him today. He called me actually. Did not close vid research. When are we going to do these things? Did not just Bev. These are the game grid design stuff. I need to actually schedule this in. But I've been so busy with the ETP stuff. PCP Hunt. 2024 outcome goal post. Outcome goals. Art of Charm. These are tasks that are, I guess, really low priority that I would like to do. Well, they're low priority in the sense that no one's asking for them immediately. And so now if there would be kind of an ass about this, I might ask myself, like, what's the value that I'm getting from this? And what's the value that's being delivered? There is no value that's really... Well, the primary care physician has a value to me. The ERA paper might be useful. The closed video research thing is a might be useful. I suspect that it's not as important to Roger as, like, I might think it is. Likewise, feedback for Jess may not be as important as I think it is. The stuff for Bev, though, is, I think, essential. So that's the one I should prioritize. I might just, like, dump these things off. The only reason they're still on those lists is because I said I would do them. So maybe that's enough of a reason to do it. The ERA paper is the one that, you know, no one's expecting me to read it. I just want to. I think it might be good for me to experience it. It's a paper that was written about the research that's being conducted with the software that they were developing for UCLA and Indiana University. And I want to understand, like, where they're coming from with this stuff. But I think that's the plan for today. I've reviewed it, I've updated things. I'm going to stick it back into this notebook right here, and that is the day. Well, I've got this open. The objective OAKRs for this week are here. You know, this is something that's not happening. Completely removing Durando from the step code base. That's work related. Remove boxes from D-storage to make room. Haven't really done that. Haven't done any of the stuff here. Maybe Hangout with Sid will happen. The print run, that's happening. That's happening. Actually, all this stuff did happen. So it looks like in a week I can really only do 2 of these things on my OKRs. But these are just 15-minute tasks. I don't know why I'm not doing them. That's mysterious. Specifying. How did I get in this view? Oh well. I guess it's a perfectly fine view. So with that, I think I'm done for the night. And what I'm going to do now, because I'm on a weird schedule, is play a little bit of Elder Scrolls Online, which I've actually come to enjoy. I'm playing on the EU server right now too, because Roberto in the chat room, he had the idea of like playing some games together, and he loves games. I love games too, and maybe in a different way. If I go to, so I've been just making different characters. I actually bought a subscription. So it's everyone else is level 10. But I've been playing and I got to level 23. So I'm waiting for people to catch up on this. It looks like Jason is online, which is good. But I've been playing this other character just to see what a different class is like. This is a, what's the term? It's a Nightblade, and I've made this Nightblade dual wield. Now that I understand how the Elder Scrolls system works a little bit better, this should be much faster to level up. So, let's see. It's not the perfect angle for this. I did actually spend money on this because I liked the game enough that I felt that I wanted a horse. So now I have a horse at level 5 instead of earning it at in-game gold. And it's kind of spotted and it reminds me of a panda, so I like it. What? Wolves? What happened here? I've completely lost... The keyboard is not functioning. That's not good. I'm actually... This keyboard needs to be, oh wait, maybe it was just acting odd. Sometimes this keyboard acts up. So I'm gonna run around doing here. Where did this guy come from? But I love the speed of the dual wield. My other character is, how do you say? It's, it has two-hand sword specialization. Very slow. I forgot what I was doing here. Seems to just be a slower in general. Like speed. Although I do like that character too. This one I didn't spend a whole lot of time designing, but has a pretty good... I thought the head shape was neat. Oops. So it reminds me of like... Not quite Michelle Obama, but look at those arms, wow. So, oops. Regular 6, regular block. Some other players. You know, I'm surprised I actually like this game. I didn't like Skyrim. but this game I actually like, which is surprising to me. I thought I would like Black Desert Online better, but the Black Desert Online interface is a mess. It just feels sloppy. Anyway, that's today's What's Up, Dave. I'm signing off. Hopefully I'll wake up. I won't spend too much time playing this. I think I'm going to turn this off before I get some kind of migraine. It's useful when I need it. All right, have a good night. See you tomorrow.